Oh no!
You suck!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Elf7, and today got a real special video for y'all. So the thing is that right now we're getting closer and closer to the time of the actual election, you know, and honestly, it's getting super critical, yeah? Now the thing is that this lady named Grace Meng, it really pained me to say this because I know she's Korean American, not just Asian American, but Korean American. I'm also Korean American, and she's the first, you know, member of, you know, first Asian American in New York State, and that's a wonderful thing. But, you know, as much as, you know, she's the same technically identity with me, I have to say that she needs to be replaced.
I don't worry. I tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago, and I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything.
Now the thing is that, you know, she is actually the DNC vice chair at the current moment, and the DNC has been completely inept. Now I see, you know, a couple posts here and there where, you know, she helped people out with, you know, their little private problems. She also has, you know, fanatical support from certain members of the Jewish community that really, you know, look, her district is heavily Jewish, so, you know, really her pro-Israel stance is something that they really appreciate, and I get that, you know, but the thing is that, you know, I think it's also important to not dismiss the inhuman conditions that a lot of Palestinians are, you know, unfortunately subjected to. And being someone from a war-torn country, Korea, you should be, you know, I think that you would be a little bit more, you know, sympathetic towards, you know, people who are in a refugee status, those types of things. But, you know, maybe now you made it, and maybe you kind of turned your back on, you know, the rest of us, and, you know, that's kind of unfortunate. Now the thing is that I've examined Grace Meng's record, and she's done, you know, some good things. Yeah, it's not completely bad. No one's completely bad or completely good. But what really kills it for me with Grace Meng is the fact that, first of all, let's look at this clip right here. In this clip, you're going to see Grace Meng getting real chummy with Hillary Clinton.
As a woman and as a mom, thank you so much for being a role model for women, not only in the United States, but all throughout the world. Thank you for your compassion and leadership always. I'm curious, in the past weeks, we've seen the French respond decisively to the situation in Mali. The African Union has fought well in Somalia.
Well, congratulations, Grace, and that's an excellent question, because I think that's exactly what we're coping with right now.
Also, Hillary Clinton has been very anti, you know, Israel, and the thing is that, you know, it's kind of jacked up. You know, they will take any position as long as it's in their political interest. They don't really stand on, you know, on any real principles, and it's just all about power and money. And honestly, that's unacceptable for myself. You know, maybe some people think that that's cool. I get that, but it's really not cool. So let's take a look at another reason. So the thing is that the DNC, we can see, has been wholly inept. The DNC is basically the Democratic leadership, and you could see that the whole way that they're handling things is just, it's straight up an embarrassment. It's ridiculous. Check out this video right here, made by Democracy Now! They're a pretty well-known establishment. You know, I'm not saying that this is, you know, some people feel like, you know, they don't accept certain, you know, independent media. Well, Democracy Now! Very well known. And you can see as Bernie Sanders surges ahead of Iowa caucus, DNC under fire for changing rules to help Bloomberg. Yeah, there was so much, like, look at how they twisted the rules to exclude Tulsi Gabbard, an Asian American Pacific Islander, from the elections. And they went to promote, but they changed all the rules to allow Bloomberg to enter the, you know, it's just straight corruption. They're not even trying to hide it. It's just disgusting.
In charge and gave the Congress the ability to control this president. I got them.
In fact, I just did this for a search, right? DNC Iowa Caucus UN, because the United Nations said that the exit polls conflicted with the actual results in ways that, you know, would be, on an international standard, considered tampering. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. DNC account disaster. Yeah, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. And the DNC was in charge of that. And who was, and it's so many people just realize or believe, right, that, the DNC is screwing this up because, right, either they're incompetent, right, or they're doing this on purpose so they could control the election. And if you look at what happened in 2016, we didn't forget what Hillary Clinton did. It was completely corrupt. She was white noise boxes and, ejecting delegates from the, DNC, meeting. It's just disgusting. If you were part of that Bernie Sanders movement in 2016 and you remember that, you cannot allow Grace Meng to win this election. And I cannot support Grace Meng. Actually, this other guy named Mel Gagarin, right? Look, when Andrew Yang was running, right? Andrew Yang's pretty cool. He had like a lot of cool ideas that really kind of revolutionized and really, created a whole new discussion. But where was Grace Meng and all that? You think we reached out to Grace Meng? We definitely did. Did she respond? I didn't hear anything. But her opponent, Mel Gagarin, was actually endorsed by, some of the groups that formed in the aftermath of Yang dropping out of the campaign, because he supports UBI and he's for progressive policies. With Grace Meng, you can really expect more of the same. Look at Tulsi Gabbard, for instance. She's an Asian American Pacific Islander, and she's actually Native American to a certain extent, being a Samoan. And when Tulsi was treated unfairly, right, who was sitting on the DNC? That was actually Grace Meng. Did Grace Meng open her mouth even once about the injustices that occurred? No. So we can see that, even though she might want to claim Asian American identity, and she has done some things, I'm not going to completely negate her record on that. But when it really comes down to when pressure is on, when it's crunch time, when it's time for you to stand up for your people, she's leaving us in the dust. Hey, thanks a lot, Grace. You know what I mean? You want to leave me in the dust? I'll give you the same. You could go in the dust too. Yeah, and honestly, this is she looking out for working class people? Is she looking out for people that are doing the actual work? We can see that the record of the Democratic Party is to just take care of the elites, take care of people who are paid well, people who are and I'm not against the wealthy people, but you can't just take care of them and not take care of the rest of society. That's not cool. So everybody needs to be treated fairly, and you can't just take the we take a look at we even see like some financial newspapers and magazines saying that this was one of the greatest transfers of wealth in the history of the nation, this COVID crisis, funneling the money to the corporations. Grace, did you say anything about that? Nothing again and again and again. It's just ridiculous. So it's completely unacceptable. And if you are someone who's a Bernie supporter or a Yang supporter or a Tulsi supporter and you're in Queens, you guys need to go out and flip this right now, right? The DNC, we could see that there was corruption going on. We could see that they basically, cooked the whole election results. It just was not really, even the United Nations, according to their numbers, right? It's fishy. And who was leading the party at that time? Oh, was it you, Grace Meng, vice chair of the freaking DNC? Yeah, and even if you weren't in control, look, I know that it wasn't you completely controlling things, but you have nothing to say about the obvious unethical things that are going on. You will never challenge anything if that endangers your own personal influence. And you know what? That's not why, people that want power shouldn't always be given power. You know what I mean? Or actually, I don't even like that term power. Let's say responsibility, right? Grace, this is not power. F all that power stuff. It's time for you to be responsible and to step up for the right things. Show us. You still have time to, but all I see is, you're trying to hide behind this, I'm a mother, that's your marketing gimmick right there, this identity politics thing. It's frankly kind of disgusting and sad. You need to get your shit together, okay? And Mel, I want to see you out there to start pounding harder, man. You need someone to come out on the road with you and get some work done. I'm totally ready. Hit me up. I sent you a couple of emails. I'm still waiting to hear back from you. But this whole Grace Meng situation, I wouldn't just support anybody. Okay, if I just felt like it was more of the same, I would just shrug my shoulders and just walk away. I wouldn't even waste my time. But Mel is actually, if you look at his official positions, like he hasn't held office before, so we'll have to see where it shakes out. A lot of people have made a lot of promises, and it didn't really shake out in the long run. But I've been impressed by the things that he's said, and at least he's willing to say them, whereas Grace is not. So, you know, that gives me at least some hope that this guy is the real deal. So there we go. I want you guys to do a little bit more research on your own. Don't just take my word for it, right? I'm not going to try to dress up in a suit and tell you that I'm the ultimate authority of what's going on here. That's for the mainstream media to do. That's for them to, you know, that's called propaganda. But I just want people to be more aware of what's going on. You need to be more aware. You are responsible for what this whole mess. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking to, you know, Grace Meng. I'm talking to you, the viewer. I'm talking to the American public at large. When you don't pay attention to what's going on around you, then things will deteriorate and bad actors will move in and start to take advantage. People like bad actors, like sometimes maybe even Grace Meng, right? Not that Grace Meng herself is completely the bad actor, but, you know, she will allow bad actors to move in and do their work because she just doesn't have the political or the, you know, the willpower to stand up for what's right. And it's been real disappointing, Grace. And I'm sorry that, you know, I had to do this to you. I don't ever want to do this to another Korean American. I know it's not always easy for us. Nobody cares about our issues or problems. So I know you've been through the struggle. But Grace, you know, if you've been through that struggle, then you should be able to, you know, be willing to stand up for what's right when others are not able to or don't have that resolve. So that's just what it is. All right, peace. These videos are independently produced and funded, and your support is deeply appreciated. Liking the video and subscribing helps the channel, and ringing the bell icon will keep you notified as to when we upload new content. You can also check out our other social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. We also have our event calendar, links in the description. On our Reddit, you can come in and get on the conversation and you know, check out some of the memes. Like and share, it really helps us in the YouTube algorithm. Every week on Sunday, we have a live online meeting where you can join us in working to create and nurture the change that we need. I'd like to invite you to check out some of our other videos. Until next time, may all your actions bring you success. Stay focused, stay strong, and reinvest in yourself as well as your community. Together, our efforts can be greater than the sum of the parts. The power is in your hands. Thanks for watching.